Today, our fight for survival begins.
Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my Extinction Master Sentinel walkthrough, and as you can tell from the beginning of this video footage, my capture on this particular mission at this point was a little bit choppy. I'm hoping it's going to recover because this is a very, very difficult mission. The only thing that you've missed is me running to this enemy as he turned up, because as you know from the splash screen, we have to defend watchtowers for 9 minutes, which is the longest you've been tasked to defend watchtowers for, and in actuality it's going to be over 10 minutes this one. So I built my sword as much as I could on the first guy, and because this person is closer to the watchtowers, I'm going to come over to Mr. Padlock and I'm going to kill him, because it just seems to be the best idea. And as you saw just then, I fall off him because he does a move that I don't want, and it puts me in a bad spot, but it enables me then to sever his leg, and one of the objectives is to destroy armor. Do not worry about destroying armor. You're going to have more than enough opportunities to do this, because there's going to be over 6 of these beasts that you have to kill, so you're going to have plenty of opportunity to do that. But get onto his neck, chop his head off, and then immediately get back to your other friend and cut his leg off and stop him from moving. This particular environment that I've got here is quite a good one for this mission, because some of the locations I find have the watchtowers in places that are too easy for the creatures to get to. And this is one of them where I find that you can keep them under control before they can even get to it. And that's the reason why I stuck with this particular one. Because as I've mentioned in my other videos, if you're having a tough time on these generated defences, try a different location, try a different side objective. The best side objective for this, in my opinion, is do not die. But as luck would have it, I don't have that stipulation on this one, so I'm just rolling with it, because dying doesn't really mean too much in this game. It can waste time, but I don't have to worry because I just have one purple dude, and he's very close to being dead, and I don't have anybody else hounding me. But in my opinion, having the do not die stipulation is one of the better ones, because you rarely should get hit. If you're getting hit, you're doing something wrong. I did something wrong, I got hit. That's just how it works, right? So I'm going to waste a little time here and attack this dude's armor. He was growing his leg back just then, if you're wondering. Because my sword is powered up, it will break the padlock in one hit, and then I'll proceed to sever the arm so he doesn't reprise me. Grows back his foot, we'll re-chop his foot. And all I'm thinking here is I'm thinking that I can waste time chopping this dude up, and it's time that's going away from the objective. It'd be nice if you could control the game in such a way that it never spawns the next Revenai, but they seem to be on some kind of timer, so in my opinion it's better to get rid of them. There's a few cases where you don't stand a chance sometimes of getting rid of 2 if you get the right combination, and those moments can get really hairy, and you're kind of relying on the Titans not breaking what you want them to break and being distracted enough to try and scratch their back. But it will still work, because it's all about essentially controlling risk assessment, and threat disarming, basically. Because if you're on top of them, they're generally not wrecking cities unless you're near a city. So if you can get on top of them when they're not near a city, they generally don't get to the city. And of course the capture error is turning up again there, guys. So once again, I do apologise. Every so often my capture device does this, and it's very frustrating, but hopefully it won't do it too much. So here's a thorn dude. We know we can break this guy's armor. We know the other guy is a bone dude and an awkward guy, so we're going to build up our weapon on this fella, and then we're going to go and kill the bone guy with it. Uh-oh, don't get hit, don't get hit. Good job. Right, run around the leg. He even has the pouch on the back there, his little coin purse thing, and we can use that to climb his back. And you'll notice I get completely blown off just then for no really good reason. Thank you, video game. Here we go. That should power us up, and now we can immediately go for our friend over there. Don't kill him, Chris, you don't need to. I'm trying to hit the... Really? Wow, as if I just did that. Why did I do that? Apparently I'm just not very smart sometimes. Anyhow, it would have been a much better idea on my behalf to save the ability and kill this guy. But I think what I must have been thinking is that the other guy was close to the city as well, so by leaving him to cause havoc, it would have led to more of the town being destroyed. So, the extinction meter doesn't actually matter though. The thing that matters is the watchtowers, and as long as you stop them getting to the watchtowers, you shouldn't have too much trouble. As I missed the skull, and then it relights its fire, and I can't attack it, and then we have a dude over there who I can't do anything to at the moment, so there's no point worrying about it. There's his double hand slap. Other than iframing through that or not being in its range, there isn't really too much you can do to it, but the good news is because the range is so generous, it doesn't do much damage. Same with the stomp just then. The stomp doesn't do a lot of damage because it's got incredible range. Can we chop both legs? We cannot. Instead, we'll just cut that one, drop him down, and you'll notice the dude who's coming with the spikes all over him is over there, kind of just wrecking buildings near those trees, but that's nowhere near the objective. That's nowhere near the watchtowers, so we don't have to worry about one random colossi moving over there like a moron, when we can just be chilling out over here. And this guy's going to keep trying to scratch me. And there was a moment just then when I paused it when I was looking at the timer, when I was contemplating not killing this guy and just having two of these dudes chilling, because the guy over there is not doing anything for some reason. This guy is going to keep patting his back, and it's probably a winning strategy, right? But I always get nervous at the idea of what if it doesn't work that way, and what if a third guy turns up and then they all get super aggressive and I can't stop them all. So when I do get the killing blow, I'm going to decide to use it. And right there, I believe, was an iframe dodge. Even though there are times when you dodge and you feel like you did it really fine and you still get hit. So I'm not too sure how that works, but anyhow, time to mess with this fella. Cut his head off. If I can climb him, which climbing can be a work of art. There we go. I decide to kill him. So the moment I cut this guy's head off, I believe the spike dude's going to suddenly be like, alright, it's time to do something else. So I ignore him, thinking he's going to continue being a moron. And I think, you see what I mean? The moment I killed him, this guy's like, alright, my turn to shine. And in my mind, right then, that's confirmation that when there was two of them, one of them pacified a little bit. I don't entirely know how, and I don't entirely know why, but I feel like the moment I killed the red guy, the other guy went into, it's my turn to wreck the watchtower mode. So, I'm now in a bad spot, in the grand scheme of things, because I have no powered up sword, and I have to stop two people who are the most difficult to damage when it comes to breaking armor. So, I'm kind of thinking right here, what do I do? This guy's being an idiot and not going for the watchtowers, so that could work to my advantage. The other guy's walking forward with a purpose, so it makes me very hesitant of him. I can break the neck armor, because it will allow me to do that. That guy's walking super aggressively, so I have to go after him, right? That's just the smartest choice. He has the belt that enables me to climb up on top of him, because it's got the purses on it. And then when I'm up here, I can bait him to slap his neck, which will break his helmet. But right now, I don't have the sword ability to stop these enemies, and I have 1 minute and 41 seconds left. So this is when things are starting to get a little bit hairy, because I could go for the civilians, but when I do that, these people will move forward. However, right now, just by being here, both of them seem kind of reticent to move forward, and if you look on the map, you can see that the tower is on the right-hand side around that cliffside. So they're not that close to it, and 2 minutes isn't that long if I can keep them distracted. So this guy keeps trying to swap me off, which is good, that's what we want. His friend is out of my control, but if you look at the map, he's moved the other way. So he's not completely pushed forward yet, he's just kind of chilling. I notice right down here that there's a crystal, there's an opportunity. I get my kill strike, and now I can get rid of the guy who's closest to the buildings. It's going to be tricky though, because he's been a knobhead. So there's the purse, up onto the back, immediately into the execution, and only thing on my mind right now is getting on the other guy's back and making him get me off. And then once we've had a wonderful sexual relationship, hopefully by that point I've won. And you've got your medals. So get onto his back, get him to start scratching and slapping and sniffing and all the good stuff. And then hopefully he doesn't do you a massive disservice by attacking the tower. The other Raveni's turned up, he's miles away, he's not a threat, don't worry about him. This is the guy who's the threat. Make sure that the only thing he does is try to scratch his back. And it's moments like this where you think there'd be an ability to stab or do something, right? Just to do something to make them more inclined to try and get you. Like, can you imagine if you could combo this guy's head and stun him and shit? But you can't, like, break his horns, anything. Like, at least Wanda could charge stabs. This guy doesn't do it. Look how close this is, by the way. This is 69 meters from the objective, and we got it. 13% extinction mode left. That's how much they wrecked everything. That's how tricky that mission can be. Very scary. But manage the threats, manage them as well as you can, get rid of them quickly, don't die like I did, and at the end, if you're in a position like that, always go to the guy who looks like he's cleverer, and you should be fine. Thank you for watching. You take care now.